I mean potato. Shit, I fucked it up.
I went on go, so...
Yeah.
Alright, so let's start over. Episode 1.
Oh,
I fucked up
jeez.
the countdown. We're starting over.
Okay, episode 1, we're gonna kill Captain Butt immediately, and, maybe end this thing faster.
So outrageous the toll. You can lose all you have. He refused to give in to the town that takes all to survive. You must have the will. How this movie doesn't end the way we want all the time. And he shouts at the moon, she's gone. Fears will come. He was walking a mile. He was walking alone.
Can your brain, like,
No.
can it skydive?
I mean, it would need help.
Can your brain tightrope walk?
What's that?
Walking on a tightrope?
It's a tightrope. Why is it different from a normal rope?
It's a rope tied between two things, preferably tightly.
A tied rope. Oh, okay. I mean, if you take it and throw it and roll it, like, you can do a lot of things with my brain.
It's a circus thing.
Oh, the circus. Oh.
Yeah, the rope that they stretch and then they walk on it.
Mhm. For no reason.
Yeah, because they want to kill themselves in front of a lot of people. Like Robin's parents.
That one dude who did an illegal tightrope walk between the two World Trade Center towers.
Ouch.
Obviously, this is before they got blown up, and it was totally illegal. The call through there, and they like fucking arrested him when he got done. But the media was everywhere, so this group of chicks bailed him out, and they had just a cocaine and sex party.
Like, if you do something like that and you want me to admire you, bad luck, because that's just fucking unacceptable.
No, I just love the fact that when he got done, a bunch of groupies bailed him out of prison, and then they just went and did coke and fucked for like 10 hours.
Okay, that's admirable.
That makes it worth
Yes,
it. That
yeah.
makes it worth walking between the buildings, because you were just going to get all the pussy in the world.
If you make it across. If you don't make it across, then you're dead.
It's one of the great things where if you make it across, it's a party. If you don't, you won't care for very long. You know?
Yeah.
So you do it when you're absolutely desperate.
But it doesn't matter.
You probably don't want to do it when you're absolutely desperate for coke, though. There's not a time when you want the coke jitters.
Then you just go and do coke. It's not hard. You know?
Well, I don't know. Maybe that's why he did it. Maybe he could only afford a really long rope, and that was all. And he's like, but I want cocaine and hookers. I know how to make this work.
Well, then it gets awesome again. If that was his plan all along. But if you just, walk across I don't know how high those things were, chasm.
They were pretty high.
Yeah.
I'm going to bet they scraped the sky. Some people might say.
And you just walk across that, and then you go home and go watch TV. Then you're an idiot. That's all I'm saying.
They hadn't invented TV yet.
Oh. And then you go home and play D&D.
Maybe it's the only way he can get aroused is walking between two very high buildings.
Now we gotta find out what that fetish is called.
I wonder if there is there like an agoraphilia? Is there like you getting turned on by giant fields or something?
It's gotta be a thing.
Probably.
If it exists, someone wants to fuck it.
I mean, wide open space, that can go a lot of ways. Also, have we done an intro yet? I don't remember.
Intro at the start? People get confused.
No, we're 15 minutes into recording.
No, we're not. We're 15 minutes into recording. Hey everybody, welcome to Funk Dunk Plays Season 2, Episode 23, which is a boring number, so I'm going to pretend we're actually episode Pineapple.
Tasty.
It's an episode I don't like.
Wow.
But some people do. So we were the group. Well, not really the group. We had Scooby Dooed it moderately, actually. And if I remember right,
You know, it got drunk and fainted, and Elisa walked off.
It didn't
figuring
get drunk. That sounds like it was on
that's
purpose.
true. It was rendered drunk.
Yes.
There's a difference.
Please.
It's God got it drunk.
It was roofied by life.
And Elisa figured we're back in our town, and it knows the way home, so... Also, she's going through some stuff, but she can't really talk about it because she doesn't want to open up to anybody of a lesser species.
Fuck you.
That's fair.
Alright, so we got Eliza walking towards the church, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And we got it, and Muddler, and Susan?
The Burning Man.
And Susan, and the sheep, and the Burning Man, and...
Susan, the sheep, and
Reggie.
Flamin' Reggie. Flamin' Reggie.
Flamin' Reggie.
I'm gonna differentiate in my head by Reggie and Flamin' Reggie.
Yeah, the tag-along NPC who guarantees that stealth rolls will all fail if he's with us.
Well, it is magical fire. You don't know his properties.
It's a great distraction,
I
though.
assume he's glowing and obviously on fire.
Maybe he'll hide and the fire will hide too. You don't know.
We'll find out.
I'm just envisioning there's a shadow, there's nobody there, guard walks by, he steps out from the shadow, and all of a sudden the flame just goes whoosh. Like the flame's like, ooh, we stuck by that guy.
Flames are wiping their forehead.
Now in my head the fire is alive and has a personality,
Yeah.
kind of like a dog.
Yes. Please.
But anyway,
Okay, so it's like a Venom symbiote and it talks to him and...
yep. We're like, whoa, Reggie! All you know is that every now and then they just need to step away from the group to burn one, apparently, whatever that means. I don't know.
Small child.
A man in his fire. Okay, so we got Eliza going one way. We have the menagerie is... As far as I know, the menagerie kind of decided to totter in that direction. But I don't believe they had actually really officially begun moving that way.
We should try to catch up with Eliza. If that's not possible, I guess, we would
That's
go
right.
to the
And
church.
Muddler had picked both you and Susan up.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was easier than constantly removing you from the ground.
Yes.
And Reggie is just following now at a respectful distance so as not to scorch what is left of Muddler's otherwise extremely fashionable, redneck tuxedo.
He's such a considerate fella.
And also, at this angle, he does get to look at your butt more, so...
Is there, what... The dude's on fire. Is anyone reacting to this while we trot along, or is it just... Yeah. Well, things happen.
Well, I did mention last session that there weren't any normal street traffic. Well, any normal street traffic. Not merchants, little kids, families. Everything seemed to be soldiers, mercenaries, militiamen.
Mm-hmm.
And people getting ready for a war. And they see a golem that looks like it's been through a little bit of stuff. It's carrying a gigantic rock over its shoulder, which could very easily be used to murder people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also carrying an obviously battle-wounded, androgynous young creature. That obviously probably took some sort of a blow to the head, maybe from, a trebuchet.
Mm-hmm.
And then following behind them is a man on fire. They're thinking that is a group of adventurers who are on their way to sell off some loot before they get back to fighting the war for us. They just think you have a fire mage with you, honestly.
Mm.
And he cast fire armor or some shit,
Yeah.
and he's just waiting for it to wear off.
Yeah, it just happened to be naked. So
They also don't judge his nudity.
no, it's just a very open city.
Well, it's also because, that's how fire armor works.
Oh, okay, good to know.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna what? You're gonna wear stuff that doesn't burn? Ooh, I'm gonna wear chainmail and put fire on me. Excuse me, as it sears through my flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Because the fire doesn't burn me, but it heats everything else.
Yeah.
It burns off clothing. It superheats metal. All of a sudden, the metal goes all the way to the bone, and you die a very painful medieval torture style death instead of winning a war.
Yeah, it's totally logical conclusion to come to when you put
These
it like
are logical men. They're very logical men.
Good.
And women. And what have you. I mean, like, there's probably actually some military children there, too.
So does that mean we shouldn't let him inside if he's gonna set all the carpets on fire as he's walking around?
that. I can try to put him out. I just don't know what the fire will say to that, as we've now established it's...
Maybe just contain it all to his hair. So you can just have like a Ghost Rider haircut.
These are all things you could ask him if he can do.
I'm not in the mood to ask him anything right now.
Alright, so you are tottering. The first one to make it to the church is, in fact, going to be Eliza. Because, you know, she did head out first, and I'm willing to bet she is making better time anyway, because she is one person with a purpose.
One person determined. Yep.
And not, you know, a Fantastic Voyage style menagerie teetering through the wall, through the city. You know, Eliza, you make it to the church, which is, as you may have realized, entirely encased in metal.
Okay, can I use my medallion thing to get inside?
You can.
And I'm going to, because I gotta get inside.
Now the question I have for you is, how are you approaching this? Are you just walking up to where the front door would have been? Are you walking to where you know, anything else? How are you approaching this building?
I mean, I'm a member of the Fuse, so I assume I would know where all the entrances are by now.
Yeah, so you would know where that side door is. There's no door there, but as you approach it, your few medallion sort of does a little glowy, you know, like they do, and an outline of a door appears in like yellow, like shimmering light. The wall is still there, but it just has the outline of a door around it.
So I will enter.
Are you just gonna walk straight through the wall?
Yeah, no, she just, yeah, as soon as she sees that the door's there, she's gonna walk straight in and head straight for the Spy Master without talking to anyone unless someone wants to, like, stand in front of her. She's very determined to get this stuff done that she needs done.
Alright, as you step through the wall, quite fortunately, it does give way for you. If there isn't anyone paying attention to you, because like I said, everyone's kind of busy, but there is a very confused small rat that sees you walk through a solid wall, and it goes back and tells its family, and they don't believe it, and they should eventually shun it, and this rat, it turns to a life of crime. I just want you to know.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Chaos.
this rat could have been a rat scholar, maybe even a rat historian, or a
If only his
famed...
family had helped him with his drinking problem, like that other guy who thought he got hit in the head with a lightning bolt.
That's true. But this one, he gives up his goal of collecting all of the stray pizza slices in town, and it just goes and just starts shooting up straight up heroin.
Good job, Eliza.
It invents heroin.
I just accidentally did something chaotic.
Refined heroin didn't even exist in this world before this rat invented it to get high.
I should share.
You've created.
He was
your
living in a
lunatic.
temple of chaos. That should be expected.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you enter, people are sort of very busy. When you do see people, everyone seems to have a task they're working at. Nobody is standing around. If there are any locked doors, there's usually a guard nearby who will unlock them for you. And you said you were going towards Mr. Jesus Hellforge's Spy Master office?
Yep, I will shove the door in if it's closed.
In his office, there is now a very large round table with it is just covered in maps and papers and various things, and there are many that does make sense if you think about it, surrounding the thing with him. He sees you enter, he looks up, and he makes a few hasty gestures to all of the members of the many who are surrounding the table, and they all sort of like, each one seems to pick up a piece of paper, maybe an envelope, maybe a jeweled knife. One of them actually just picks up it was like a ferret on the table that's just chilling, picks it up, shoves it in his pants, and just goes. I mean, they're kind of like, okay, now we're going to go on our mission, you know, whatever we're doing.
I want to go with
involves
the ferret guy.
Ferret.
He's
yeah.
gonna be doing something interesting.
You wouldn't be able to get his mission out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Basically he's sworn to the most secret of secrecies.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume a member of the
Yeah.
few could still find out.
I hope so.
This is basically a cult, and they all have to answer to us no matter what, so...
That is true. However, they have also made a when they go off on a mission like this actual type clandestine mission, they do take a swear an oath to the few in general to never reveal their mission until it's completed. That means that even if the person that gave them their mission were asking what their mission was, they wouldn't be able to tell them. That's often a test given to members of the sect.
Wow.
Is they say you may not tell anyone of your mission until you complete it, and 10 minutes later they're like, oh yeah, by the way, I need to talk to you about your mission. This detail and that detail, are these accurate? And if they go, well no, it's this and that, they go, ah ha ha! You told me what your mission
Yeah,
was.
I shoot them.
You fucked up.
Can they mutter it to themselves while, like, sitting on the toilet or something, or...
You never know when there's an invisible person in the room. So
That's true. I mean, really, whenever you think you're alone, you might not be.
Yeah, okay.
That's why members of the many are notoriously have very low inhibitions about public nudity,
Mm-hmm.
because whenever they bathe, they just assume there's somebody else there. Now, normally that's because they're in giant communal bathing areas, but sometimes they think you're the only one there.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not.
Nope,
They
never.
never are.
Never.
There's always someone watching.
Hot.
This town is full of ninjas.
Bathing ninjas.
Perverted ninjas, like in Love Blue Girl.
Yep.
Perverted hentai ninjas.
So anyway, yeah, Elisa isn't paying attention to anybody else who's walking out. She's just fixated on the Spy Master. So she bursts into the room. Says,
Spy Master, I have multiple things I need you to do. We're gonna start. I need you to send a communique to every Yuan Ti in the region.
He regards you for a second, walks over to a one of many filing cabinets that are sort of like along the back wall of his office. He goes, well, I am going to have to ask you a question. Exactly how wide a region are we talking about?
To any city that is under the influence or could potentially house a member of the Bat family.
Well, that would be this city here, and country estates don't quite count as cities. Some of them are deeply populated. He stops and thinks about it. There's probably about 4 or 5 major cities within this principality which have at least some aspects of the Butt family, but none as concentrated as here.
That's fine, yes, all of them. I need to get in touch with every Yuan Ti in every one of these cities.
Well, that's what I would call a tall order. If you give the message now, it might be, and I warn you, I'm not proud to say this because we are stretched thin because we know there's a war on. It could take upwards of 6 to 7 hours.
Jesus, man, get your shit together.
okay, so is he gonna want me to do like a written version, or is it gonna be like a spoken, like transmitted, or I just want to know for role playing this how.
Well, now we need to talk about how you want to send that message. Now, most people would think that writing something down would be easier. However, that leaves too much of a paper trail. I have birds. They can carry... And he holds up, it looks like a little black jelly bean. This is the ultimate in secret message technology. I put these in this little hopper here. He pulls a machine out of a drawer, plops it down. It looks like a round bowl, and sticking out of the middle of it is a little tube with, looks like a satellite dish on the front. He goes, dock into this bit here with the dish. I put the beans in here, and whatever you say gets put into these little beans. I send them on a bird. They go to whoever I tell them to, and that person eats that little bean, and they receive your message. Nobody but the person you assign that bean to can get that message. It's uninterceptable.
Excellent, excellent.
So Elisa's gonna take the device, and before she starts speaking her message in,
While I'm working on this, My second request, I need a list of every known member of the Butt family with as much information as you can give me on location, ways to identify them. I need a list of targets.
He reaches down into the top shelf of his desk, and you see there just a collection of books. Each one is about 8 inches by 4 inches by about 3 inches thick. He just grabs one, tosses it over to you. He goes, "Here you go. They're updated as of about," looks at his watch, 2:30 yesterday. You keep a pretty good stock of them.
Perfect. There's one more thing. Just sit tight. I need to send this message.
She's gonna head over to the corner of the room with the device and just start speaking. Well, she's gonna take a minute to center herself first, try to think of what she needs to say, because she's speaking to a different audience than usual.
My fellow Yuan-Ti, I'm speaking to you as a member of the Serpentkind. A dire threat is upon us. For too long, we have allowed these humans to believe that they are the rulers of this world. We know that they are not. This world is ours by right of birth. Recently, the Butt family have taken it upon themselves to initiate a plot to end the world. This affront cannot stand. Their arrogance has gone too far, and it falls to us, the true heirs of the world, to stop them. What I propose is this. We must assassinate the entire Butt family. Seek them out in your cities and stab them in their beds. Shoot them in the streets. Choke the life out of every last baby Butt until their family name is but a haunted whisper. They will be made an example of for all of humankind. These creatures know they should fear us. Deep in their bones they know, but they've forgotten why. We must remind them of their place. We must make them fear the snake once more.
I'm just gonna, shut the device out, do whatever it needs to do to finalize that message. Bring it back over to the spy master, hand it over, and say,
Okay, so the third thing I need you to find me a cleric who's familiar with the spell Speak with Dead. Send them along to meet me at Belfodor's Tower in the morning. I'll be there for the night.
and she's just gonna turn and walk out.
Mm-hmm.
Mic drop.
She's expecting he'll be able to deliver on that, so.
Gotta be a cleric at the church.
Alright, so you have now left that room. Where or what are you doing at that point?
Heading straight out and heading to Belfodor's Tower. I'm planning to spend my rest there. Partly because one of my things from the level up that we'll get into when we're discussing the level up is, I got a new feat, Magic Initiate Wizard, so I learned a couple wizard spells. Which will fit in, like, there's a lot of stuff she wants to research at the tower. And, I figure she could be picking up these spells along the way.
That makes a lot of sense, actually, yeah. I would go straight with you doing that. However, before you get there...
I'm gonna bump into the rest of the party as they're coming in through the secret door.
Nope, you have left maybe... You get out probably, I'm guessing, about a minute and a half before they arrive.
Okay, so they'll see me walking by. They can... If they want to call out to her, she'll stop and wait, but otherwise she's just gonna keep heading there. She's like... She's in a rush and in no mood for nonsense.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay, you don't say a word.
I'm looking. Looking where she's going. Maybe I can infer it.
Alright, roll me an intelligence check with disadvantage.
She's going out to get donuts.
That's a 9.
Ooh, you almost had a really good one, too.
Oh well.
But a 9 is still pretty average? Meaning that an average person with knowledge of Eliza would infer she's going somewhere.
It's
With
not going nowhere.
purpose. And you're guessing it probably has something to do with murder.
probably.
Because that would be what I think the average person with your level of knowledge of her personality would see her storming away somewhere, would be thinking, she's gonna kill a person.
More dead kids.
More murders. That's a murder gonna happen. You're okay with it probably, but
yeah,
you know.
I'll deal with it in the morning. Fuck it.
Right. Okay, so you're gonna go to the room door thing?
Me? Are we doing me?
Yes.
Do
We're
me,
doing
do
you.
me, do me. Yeah, sure.
We're doing
I
you
mean,
right in the butt.
I'm still probably being kind of guided and dragged by Muddler.
Yep. Well, he's carrying you.
He's carrying me. Yeah. So if he's probably smart enough to know that he should put me somewhere. I'm assuming.
Yep. He is going to bring you to the side door of the church, and as you approach, a doorway, a glowing line of yellow light does appear framing a doorway. It's much larger this time because you're higher up, and it has to accommodate your entire form. You're being carried by Muddler, so it's going to take more room. The wall still looks very solid in front of you, but Muddler knows better, and he walks right through it. He carries you and Susan with him. The sheep insinuates itself into the premises. And behind you, you hear bump! Ah! Ow!
Oh no. Poor Reggie.
You just hear bump, 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 bump. And then you hear behind you a voice that just says, "Excuse me, Bronze, but is this one with you?"
Who this?
The one outside with no trousers on.
No, no. Who this talking? Do I know this dude?
Do you mean the voice or the one outside?
Yeah, the voice.
If it's not gold, I wouldn't know.
No,
Doesn't sound like gold.
it's the wall.
It's
It's the enchantment that keeps the secret doors in place.
We need to get that wall with the door to hook up.
I'm just kind of wondering if I've heard that before.
You
Probably,
you probably haven't because
It's,
you've never gotten to do a question of whether or not you or anyone you know should go through one of the magic doors before.
it's true. Okay, so I'm gonna poke Muddler, and I say, "So put me down, put me down."
Are you sure that is alright? You tend to spend a lot of time with your face on the ground, pushing your nose into it.
Need to take care of something. Real quick. We're right back.
If you say so, he gently places you down, or as gently as he can with only one hand, because the other one is still carrying Susan. You actually do kind of like
considering.
plop onto the ground a little bit. Not exactly the most dignified landing you've ever done in your
No.
life.
But I can still, like, move somewhat, I assume.
You are capable of
gonna-
movement, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna approach that wall.
Okay.
I just wanna, poke the wall or the doorway. Because I'm kind of confused.
Your finger goes straight through it. like air. Like it's an illusion, like nothing's there.
That is so cool.
It ripples slightly under your finger, actually, and you just trip out for a second.
Does it like it?
The wall doesn't
it into
have.
it?
The wall doesn't actually have sentience.
I stick my tongue in it.
It feels a little bit tingly on your tongue. That's all you notice.
Okay. Dude, just let him in, dude.
The wall doesn't even say another thing, but then as you've heard this rhythmic bump bump against the wall, and all of a sudden, instead of a bump, you hear "Wah!" and he just tumbles through the door. And he lands in a heap on the ground.
Is Reggie setting anything on fire? Or
Well, the initial entryway is all stone.
okay, so we're
There's
safe
nothing
here.
to catch fire in the initial entryway because it's meant to look like a tiny, alcove off a hallway. So there's nothing really there.
Okay. What's it like being a wall?
The wall doesn't respond.
Okay, it has a job to do.
Again, the wall is not sentient. It literally
Yeah.
can communicate with you in order
Listen.
to do its job. You'd have a better time having a conversation with Alexa. Okay, so you're still trying to converse with the wall, and
Yeah.
it's like talking to a stone wall. I'm serious.
Really?
Yeah, you're having difficulty.
No, let's go to my place. Let's go party in my place. And I'm just gonna get up and try to guide them to my room
Okay.
for a party, you know?
What does Mulberry think of a guy who's on fire entering the room?
Well,
Okay. As soon as you exit the little alcove you're in,
mm,
you immediately notice a horrible stench as the carpets begin to catch fire.
shit. Okay, I'm gonna cast Chromatic Pork with water element
Okay.
and try to put Reggie out. Attack on
Mhm.
on Reggie. 19?
That is definitely a hit.
Also 19. I hit him with 19 water. Whatever that means.
Okay. Your aquaporg waddles over to him. And it makes just the cutest little noises.
That was actually the only reason why I cast it.
With the shoot up of a porg waddle over at him. And right as it walks up to him, it's all cute, and he actually leans down and goes, "Aw, you're cute little." And then it opens its mouth, and a small tidal wave engulfs him.
Yes.
Um,
Is he out though?
Okay, all the fires around him, meaning the carpet and the drapery, which has started to catch,
Okay.
is now no longer on fire.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot of steam. He is standing there. He is wet, and he is on fire. He's just looking very confused and moderately hurt right now.
Look, I gotta say, you're really hot.
he gets finger gun and goes, "Right back at you," and winks.
But this is my home, right? This is my home, and you can't set it on fire. So either you stop fire, or you stay you stay with the target wall, right? You can choose. Don't set my home on fire.
All right, he looks at, he stops for a second. You see him like really like scrunching up and goes, "I call this one monkeys doing kung fu," and all the fire creeps up his body, just into his head. Now his head's on
He's
fire,
Hades.
but the rest of him isn't.
Okay,
And
cool.
anyone who saw the first Ghost Rider movie might get that joke and realize it's not very funny.
I'm very happy about that.
Okay. So, by the way, now he's just regular naked from the neck down.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. That's just, that's how we roll. So I'm gonna go ahead and just lead them. If I can find my room, I assume I can. That's probably within my ability
Okay.
to find my room.
Give me an intelligence check with disadvantage.
Oh my god!
Are you gonna sleep in Gold's room tonight?
3. That's a botch.
Okay, you
I
very
botched.
confidently lead them through the hallways, and all this looks very familiar to you because you've lived here your whole life. However, you haven't lived in your quarters for very long. You might say you've only spent one night there, but you're confident. You know where you're going. You rather proudly lead everybody into the locker/shower room for the gymnasium facility.
Alright, once arrived there, I'm satisfied with myself for my great accomplishment. And I'm gonna shout out, "Alright, everyone get ready to party!" And then I'll just keel over, face first, and go to sleep.
At this point, Muddler will politely apologize to all the people trying to take showers. He will use his free hand to pick you up, and he will bring you and Susan and Reggie to your actual quarters.
Okay. Well, I mean, we got there.
Yes.
So,
And he will place you down in your bed where you will, I'm assuming, sleep for the rest of your life. Alright, now, bouncing back to Eliza, she is going towards Bilfador's tower. She saw the rest of the people arriving as well as they could, given that they were basically
Yeah, they found their way
them.
home like I was expecting.
Yep. All right. So you said you were heading towards the tower formerly known as Belfador's Tower.
Yep. Home of 2 wizard corpses.
Yep. When you arrive, it is freshly blocked off again by police tape because there has been another recent murder there. However, there are no cops around. There is, and the tape itself already is like broken in a couple places because it kind of looks like it was set up at the crime scene, but then quickly abandoned. Maybe, I don't know. I'm thinking there might be something to do with the war. As a guess, I'm not. Don't quote me on it.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
I'm not the
it would be
DM. I don't know
abandoned.
this stuff. Yeah, it is pretty abandoned. The door, the front door is closed, but I mean, just from standing on the street, all you can really tell is that it looks like the tape was torn down because it got in people's way, not necessarily because people were like looting or anything.
I mean, I figured if there were any vagrants inside, I would probably kill them on my way in, but...
I mean, it doesn't look like there
You
are.
think?
But, you know, I mean, who knows? There could be. That might be fun.
Yeah, I mean, if you want me to kill a bunch of homeless people, I can do that on my way to my rest. I'm just gonna go to the door and open it, assuming it's not locked. If it's locked, we'll go from there.
Okay, the door does, after a second of fussing, it does open. And you are in the foyer of Belfador's Tower.
So I'll enter, close the door behind me, and head up to the lab. And I'm going to spend the night here. Anytime I'm not spending, actually doing my rest, I'm going to be researching everything I can learn about the Nightmare King.
Well,
I figure it'll be, like, on and off, she'll be, like, sleeping, wake up, go, walk over to the desk, find another book, rummage through it. She'll end up coming across the 3 spells she learned in that time.
okay, the information you come across about the Nightmare King, there are 2 general types of information you get. There is the stuff which it falls almost under fairy tale type category of ancient legends about this old prophecy, older than time itself, older than the wizards themselves. And those wizards were heckin' old. So, something that when the wizards were children was hundreds of wizard generations old, okay? We're talking back at the very dawn of civilization, the dawn of the concept of communication even, with this idea that the entire population of a planet, of a world, all of the sentient thinking beings in it, sort of together formed like a group consciousness. And that the very concept of intelligent life, while it may war with itself, will always eventually, when the chips are down, make the call which will cause it to continue and continue to live and continue to thrive, no matter how close to the edge it gets. And that if anyone, any living sentient creature, were to disrupt this balance, were to do something that would cause the death of this mass consciousness that is sentient life in a world, if it was threatened, it would send its heroes, its champions, basically its hopes and its dreams to defeat this evil. And if the evil won, if all of the hopes and the dreams were destroyed, and the group consciousness, which is sentient life, were to finally be defeated, its last gasp effort wouldn't be to go after its hopes or its dreams because they'd already failed. It would unleash its nightmares and fears upon the thing that had destroyed it. And that thing would wipe the world clean of life. And it was known as the Nightmare King. It is the ultimate and final revenge of the very concept of intelligent life against that which has completely destroyed it. It is a creature of unbelievable and unfathomable power, beyond that even of the gods themselves. And that when it arrives, it is there to be the final warning that if you try to destroy all life on this world, if you try to kill everything, you will be the last thing dead. Sentient life of this world will destroy you. And that is the legend of the Nightmare King. That it is the creature that once all the ships are down and the end has come, it gets revenge on the thing that caused the end. There's also the other type of knowledge, which is very, very haphazard. It's in fragments, little bits of knowledge about the concept of there being a ritual that somehow would imitate the end of the world. It would be a simulated apocalypse that could somehow get every little Boolean string, the if-thens, which would have to be tripped for the Nightmare King to arise. That it could cause the Nightmare King to believe that all of sentient life, all of the life from this world had been destroyed, and that anything left was the destroyer.
So it doesn't say exactly what this ritual, like, what exactly it is that they are trying to do to trick the Nightmare King?
When it looks like Bilfador was in the process of trying to completely rebuild the actual ritual for summoning the Nightmare King, and the side ritual for somehow protecting yourself from it. But it does appear he died before he was able to finish his research.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm just trying to figure out... Okay, so it doesn't say exactly what it is they're planning to do that would fool the Nightmare King into thinking that, that someone, apparently not them, but someone, had ended the world.
Right,
Like, does it say who they were planning to pin the blame for the end of the world on?
Everyone else is the implication. And because the concept being that it will wipe the world clean, because whatever's left after all of the world's inhabitants were destroyed or, whatever, then whoever was left alive would be to blame, because they'd be the ones who did it. So it would destroy all life that it knew of. Therefore, the only way to survive that would be to basically hide yourself from a creature more powerful than all the gods, Which is seemingly difficult. It doesn't seem like it's pretty much the easiest thing to do. In fact, Bilfador died trying to figure it out, it seems. As far as you know.
For now. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that Elisa's researching throughout the night as she's getting her rest.
Yep.
But that, sorry, clarification for me, that includes all planes, all dimensions, not just the one that
No,
the ritual is performed on.
It is just this plane of existence.
Oh, okay.
By world, it means this physical world.
I was worried about Konobi,
No, it means this particular world.
Okay.
And when it references more powerful than the gods, it doesn't refer to extraplanar gods that can lord over multiple realms of existence. It's referring to the gods that live within this particular plane of existence. I'm not really doing much with multiple planes this campaign, so they exist, they're a thing, but gods tend to be confined to their plane of existence because that's where they get their power from. If theoretically, if a god from this plane of existence were to travel to another plane, it would starve to death because it's not attuned to the energies of that plane. It couldn't rule over it, and what the good's a god if it can't rule, right? It's just another hipster at fucking Starbucks with a goddamn MacBook. No apologies to anyone listening to this with a MacBook. You know what you did. But yeah, that's the general information. And as you're researching, you come across magical spells. What magical spells do you come across?
Okay, in the process of this, I have learned the spells the cantrips Acid Splash and True Strike, and the first level spell False Life. And I also got a cool blessing from Snick that we'll learn more about next time. Okay,
so before we end, we're just going to bounce right back to the church really quick. It is snoring loudly in its bed. It is not normally a snorer, but this alcohol spell thing. Yep, it is just cutting 5 logs. Reggie is, oddly enough, fast asleep. Muddler has made a very nice and perfectly healthy little asbestos bed for him. So he's comfortable. The other members of the menagerie are all sleeping. But Muddler isn't sleeping. Muddler is standing by your bedroom window, looking out at the night sky, looking at the stars, and if anyone were particularly paying attention to him, and nobody really is, but this is just sort of a camera panning away type thing, they might even notice that light in his eyes, it appeared to be just ever so slightly flickering as he stares off into the night sky, and we slowly fade to black.
So outrageous to toll. You can lose all you have.